What's up, it's your boy Luke. A brand new episode of Family Talk starts now. Hey, what's up, it's your boy Luke P. Sanders, and welcome back to another episode of Family Talk for Volume 4 in 2024. I know y'all probably tired of hearing me say that, but I don't know, I think it's catchy, I think it's cool. But yeah, welcome to another episode. You should know by the title that today I'm talking about vocal rest and vocal problems. So I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and get right on into the episode. I feel like I've had vocal problems before in the past. I remember, because I've been in choir since elementary school, so all the way up until high school. But my sophomore year is when I joined my first advanced choir in high school, which was a gospel choir. So not only is it's advanced, but it's a different type of singing, it's a different harder, it's a different difficulty level of singing, especially when you're starting. So yeah, I remember my throat being, sore, here and there, and yeah. But definitely my senior year, probably took on a little bit much. I was in two advanced choirs. One on high school's male advanced choir, and then gospel choir too. At the same time, so in those choir, they met for rehearsals within an hour. So I had choir at like 7:30 in the morning to probably close to, be technical, 7:25 to 8:15, I think, something like that. And then the gospel choir, probably a little bit before 10, a little bit before 11, so about an hour. So yeah, that was 10 times a week, 10 rehearsals a week, not to mention concerts. So yeah, so the school year is going on. School year, of course, is from August and then until May. So November is when I go to the doctor because I'm like, okay, something's going on. My throat is hurting too much and it's too sore and I don't know what's going on. Something don't feel like it usually does. It's not my typical fatigue or soreness. So I went to an ENT. He said that my adenoids were enlarged. No, my adenoids were inflamed and my tonsils were enlarged. And then he was like, yeah, I'm going to need you to go on vocal rest for a month. I'm like, okay, wait. Because do you not know I'm in two choirs right now? And I'm president of one of them? So that's even more, on my agenda. So, yeah, how are we going to do that? So I was like, yeah, I can't. There's no way I'm not going to be able to talk for a whole month. But I didn't sing for a whole month. But I did keep talking to a minimum. And I remember I told my friends, it was like, they would forget sometimes, and they would quickly remember, like, aren't you supposed to be on vocal rest? Because like I would say something, they would laugh, and then they would forget. They'd be like, oh, you're supposed to be on vocal rest, you can't be talking. So they actually held me accountable and helped me, definitely I think a healthy accountability. It wasn't like, be quiet or or like that. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah, a whole month. So if anybody remembers me in those choirs, and I remember how should I say this? Basically, I was told, just to still, be interactive and still, try to learn the lyrics to songs and try to rehearse. I can't sing vocally, so I just say that. So if anybody remembers me not really singing and just learning the lyrics just by mouthing it, that's why. So yeah, that was definitely difficult. But yeah, thank God, December I finally could sing because I had three concerts in 24 hours. Yeah, so with two different choirs. One night was our winter concert. It was in both choirs. Went on with the male choir first, and then not too long after went on with the gospel choir. And then the night after, went on with the male choirs and ensemble performance. So it was different advanced choirs. So it was us. And then the two other events, mixed choirs, because we had three total mixed choirs, which was the gospel one, which is one of them, which usually is the one that does it. It's usually just a mixed choir thing, so it's usually all three of us. But for whatever reason, the gospel choir didn't do it this year, so I had to get the 2 years prior. But yeah, so either way, I was still going to be in that performance, So yeah, I did that, and that was like a, kind of like a classical orchestra performance. It was a big orchestra, whole nine. We did all that in 24 hours. So, yeah, so then a couple months later, and that was like the most, because it was only 2 times where I had to perform on the same night with both choirs, which was our fall and winter concerts. Fall, that was just 2 performances, same night. But the winter concerts, it was the two choirs the same night, and then the other choir the night after. So yeah, February were our biggest shows. So gospel choir, we were singing at the federal courthouse for all these politicians, and I had no idea, but I think Madam C.J. Walker's granddaughter was there, and she actually came up to me after and told me, I did, good direct the choir, and was super nice, super down to earth, super genuine. So yeah, it's different meeting people who are public figures and celebrity types, but it's definitely different meeting somebody who is or who's related to somebody who has changed history forever. You know what I mean? And not just Black history. Like Madam C.J. Walker has changed Black history forever. You know what I mean? So to meet, somebody who comes from her literally, you know what I mean? Who's related to her. Yeah, that was definitely I was like, yeah, okay, thank you. You know what I mean? Of course I was, but I was surprised. I was like, is she talking to me? What? But yeah, that was that. So that was federal courthouse. So that was, and they pulled us from school. So we got to ride a bus. We got to ride a charter bus to that performance. And they pulled us from school. So we got to leave school early and then came back. And then we only had an hour or two left, I think, from what I remember. No, we didn't even have it. They pulled us, and we came back. School was over. So yeah, got to miss a half a day for that. That was cool, and it was on a Friday too. So yeah, but yeah, did that. Came back, and then, but let me preface this. So 2 or 3 days later, before these performances, in the middle of the week, I went to my doctor, and I'm like, yeah, I am having really, really bad throat problems / pain. It was different than when I had in November. And I didn't go to my ENT, I actually went to my primary, and he was like, oh yeah, you have pharyngitis and laryngitis. I was like, oh. I got both. I didn't even know what pharyngitis was. So yeah, I know laryngitis is your larynx, which is your voice box. So I literally had no voice for the first time, ever. I had been hoarse before from either being sick or, singing too much, but never not having a voice ever. A singing voice. So that, I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. And then, pharyngitis is with your pharynx, but they're dang near next to each other. So not only did I not have a singing voice, but I didn't feel good either. You know what I mean? So it's not like I just lost my voice from, screaming at a concert or singing too much, or I didn't feel good either. So I'm like, okay, yeah, what the freaking heck? So I thought he put me on antibiotics. I'm not sure. I thought he definitely gave me some medicine. But yeah, this is still my pediatrician because I was 17. I didn't turn 18 until the summer after I graduated high school. So yeah, he was always the doctor who didn't, it was very rarely he would give me a doctor's note and let me out of school. So he was like, oh yeah, you'll be okay. And he sent me back to school. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. No, yeah. So, yeah, so I remember, so that was probably a Wednesday or so. Went back the next day, Thursday. And for whatever reason, we were learning a new song for a competition, 2 days for a competition. I'm like, okay, this is February. We've been rehearsing this stuff since August. Why would you change the set list 6 months? You know what I mean? We've been rehearsing this for 6 months. We finally got it down packed. The choreography, the songs, the whole nine. Now you want to add another song into it? Thank God I didn't put choreography with it because I'm like, okay, yeah, now that's seemed too much. But yeah, so learn that, and then we're still doing wardrobe fittings. I'm like, why don't we've been trying this clothes on for months? Why don't I do this fitting? But okay. So yeah, it's a lot going on last minute. So yeah, I'm dealing with laryngitis, stuff going on internally. A lot of different personalities and opinions and attitudes. I'll say that. And I'll keep that there. So yeah, so jumping back, so that was that Friday. We did that performance with God's Choir at the Federal Courthouse. The next morning, so I leave there and go home. I leave there and get back to school in the afternoon. Next morning, 5 a.m., I have to be up to go and meet at the location where we get picked up from the bus to that competition with the male choir. And yeah, so up at 5 in the morning. Just did that concert, and if you don't know, I am at home, so yeah, I'm multitasking. So yeah, got up at 5 in the morning, did that, got ready, and for me, when I get ready for concert, that's why I had to get up so early. We was already an early wake up call anyway. It was already an early call time for the bus, you know what I mean? But I always give myself extra time when I'm getting ready for a performance. So yeah, we went, performing right after we got off the bus. But I mean, you had to still be ready. So yeah, I have to wake up a little bit earlier, so I can make sure I was ready. And I don't like having to rush. I'm getting ready for a performance because I like to just be able to take my time to get ready. Sometimes you can try clothes on and they look and feel a certain type of way. Next day or so later, it don't look the way you thought it would. The look don't come together the way you thought. So there's that sometimes. Sometimes your hair don't want to cooperate. You have a style in mind, even a style you've done before, but it's just not working. So it's just stuff that can happen, in the morning. And plus, I'm trying to pray, I'm trying to get in the right mindset, trying to, woosah, so I just want to be able to take my time. So whenever you rush, that adds anxiety, and it doesn't calm your anxiety, so. Yeah, I did that, got on the bus next morning. I think we left like 6:30 or something. Yeah, we had a So yeah, we got there, got the competition. I feel like we checked in, or they checked us in. And then we go, and I think this is 7 years ago, so please forgive me if I am missing details. I know we got ready, and I think we did one last rehearsal in like a rehearsal hall, whatever there, and then we got ready to go on stage. But the cool thing was, I had never experienced that with the choir. They were chanting our choir's name, so that was very cool, very dope. I had been in choir since I was in elementary school, but this is my third choir I was in high school, and this isn't the first year I was in that choir. So for it to be my last year in high school, my senior year, and they cheered our name, it was a different type of hype. It was a different type of energy that it gave us. And it was like, oh, they're here for a show. They're here, what I mean? Like, okay, let's go ahead and give it to them. Let's go ahead and give them, give them life, okay? So that was really cool. That definitely hyped us up. I was tired. I'm sure they all were tired. It was, I think, one or two other people that were in the gospel choir with me. So they had just performed with me the day before. And then one of them was in 3 choirs total, all advanced choirs. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know how he's doing that. Vocally, physically, even schedule-wise. I'm like, yeah, he must have definitely planned this. Okay. Because I didn't plan on being in the male choir that year, so I had to make it work with my schedule. I was asked to be in the choir. So, yeah, I was cool with just, doing the gospel choir, but I was like, yeah, can you be open to coming to the male dance choir? So I was like, that'd be different. So I was like, why not? It's my senior year, why not? But the thing was, I'm like, if I can go back and make it perfect, I would have done because there's only 2 male choirs. There's the advanced choir I was in, and the other, I was in both of them actually. The advanced choir I was talking about, and then the beginning choir. So I was in that freshman year, did that for a year. Then I joined the gospel choir for 3 years because you had to be a sophomore to join. So I did that. But I'm like, if I can go back, I would have joined the advanced male choir junior year. So I could have done 1 year of that, 3 years of that, 2 years of that. So, and plus I really enjoyed it. It was a different push. I've been pushed before to where it's like, hey, yeah, that's beyond my limits. It's not just out of my comfort zone, like that's beyond my limits. But with the male choir, it was, and sometimes, you can feel that, and then, you get over that phase. I'm like, okay, actually it was a good push. With the male choir, it was a different type of push. I'm coming from the gospel choir, singing, about God and inspiration, Then we get in here, we talking about, and I'm like, mind you, when in high school, I'm like, oh, this is, okay, yeah, we talking about love and all. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. So, yeah, learning, I had rhythm, so that was good. That was on my side. Everybody doesn't have that. I didn't know that. So, yeah, that was working on my side. But, yeah, learn how to dance as a big person, because you hitting the move same way somebody hitting the move. It don't look like, because thankfully we had mirrors all in the choir room. So I can see myself in the mirror. I'm like, oh, I'm hitting it as hard as they are, but it don't look like that. So it's not as pronounced. So I'm like, okay. So I had to actually go harder physically. But nobody told me that. Nobody taught me that. That was just my observation. Something I learned, thankfully. And thank God I learned it before our first concert. So yeah, doing that, giving vocally and giving physically. Yeah. And 7:30 in the morning, first period. First class, first choir, hold on, 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, that was a different stretch, different pool, because whenever you, at least from what I remember, in these choirs, this the male choir, advanced choir, I was a tenor 2, and then a baritone. Baritone, of course, is in the middle, Tenor 2 is slightly above the middle, kind of the middle. It's like the lower part of a tenor, not the highest tenor. And then that's why I was everything in 3 years. I was tenor, baritone, bass. Yeah. So that year I happened to be a tenor and a bass, depending on the type of music we were singing, because some of the music, all the guys are just tenors. And then sometimes we would split, be bass and tenor. So I'm like, thank God. I can be bass. I can be the bass finally because I was used to being, the tenor for the most part in that choir. So, or at least just being a tenor. So I'm like, thank God I can be a bass. And then it stretched me vocally on the low register. So now there's certain notes that I can hit that I usually, that I couldn't hit before. So it allowed me to, learn how to sing better, on the lower register, so I can hit lower notes I didn't know that I could hit. So just like it takes breath support to sing in general, but to hit your higher notes, it takes that to hit the lower notes as well. So definitely learned that. So that was cool. But I said all that to say, let me go back to what I was saying. So yeah, we get there, the chant for us to come on, chant our names, hyping us up. We hyping each other up. Go on stage. I feel like we killed it. Still do. Great energy. Wardrobe change was crazy. The fastest I ever changed in my life. I feel like I still change fast. I think because of that, I've learned how to change really fast now because of that. But yeah. Basically, I remember. Yeah, if you guys don't, get changed in time, just don't bother come back on stage. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to have, waste, have spent all this time rehearsing and actually get there to competition and not even come on stage because it closed. So I was like, yeah, I remember being one of the first handful or so people or guys getting dressed. Thankfully, which would have been better, we could have had those like the pull-out clothes to where like the what it's called, not actual buttons, but it's like they snap. That would have been dope. But no, I was extremely hot, so I know they were hot as well. We had on dress shoes, we had on pants underneath, Levi black pants, and then our choir's t-shirt. Then on top, we had a dress shirt with a suit jacket with suit pants. So all that had to come off in a matter of like 30 seconds, the top part. So I'm multitasking. So I undid my pants, because I had pants over my other pants. So yeah. So I'm taking my jacket off, undoing my pants, pulling my pants, my dress pants down, and then taking off my tie. No, we didn't have ties. Then taking off my dress shirt, and I'm done. I'm there. I'm ready. I'm on the side of the stage, ready to go back on, and we go back on, and yeah. So I remember that feeling really good after we got off stage, and feeling like we killed it. And I remember they had like a room for us to go and watch the playback of the performance. We were trying to watch the performance. I don't think we were able to. Might have been some technical difficulties, but yeah. So I remember we were able to finally watch the concert fully with no difficulties back at our school. And yeah, I still think we did great. But of course, now we're actually able to see, and of course we're hard on ourselves because I'm like, oh, I did that. But no, I ain't gonna say it because of the shade. I ain't gonna say that because, yeah. I was just basically thinking, like, at least I wasn't at the bottom of the barrel. That's what I was gonna say, but I'm like, I really don't want to say what I was really thinking because, yeah, I'm not even trying. Yeah, it's just all love, so wanted to go there. But yeah. So yeah, that was my time being on vocal rest for a whole month, and meanwhile, while working at my uncle's church, while filming my first web series, and yeah, so yeah, there's a lot going on, and being a senior. So how do you ask questions in class and you really not supposed to be talking, or how do you? And writing a book at the time, so it was a lot, too much. But yeah, so thank you for listening. I'm sure at this point, maybe 2 years in with Family Talk, that I can go on a tangent, but now I think I've gotten much better with bringing it back. I can remember my point. So thank you for listening to Family Talk and my episode on vocal rest and vocal problems. Come back next time for another episode of Family Talk. She's back! Catch our co-host Brenda back this year on Family Talk for Volume 4, starting this Friday for Part 1 of our 2-part special, 10 Years of Pain.
I think the hardest part for me was not having my child, not able to talk to my child. That was devastating.
There are some things that could have been handled better and differently. I won't speak on because then other people get involved.
I don't know if there's anything that we missed. Can you think of anything?
Oh, yeah, there's a whole lot that we missed. Well, we don't want to get sued for defamation.
I still was able to go to work and take care of my family in my house. So, and then I had to repair doors and stuff, and they kicked in my windows, and all that had to be replaced. Hey, it's Brenda Sanders.
What's up? It's your boy Luke P. Sanders. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Family Talk. Be sure to follow us at Family Talk Limited Podcast on Facebook.